I think that the most despicable thing that you can do to a person is to play with their mind. Yeah. And to do that shit deliberately. When you prey on a person who has a very weak mental state, I think your ass should be locked up with attempted murder. Straight up. For the very simple reason, when you break a person's heart because you played with their mind, there is no telling what way their mental status will be. Some people become suicidal based on stuff like that. You know? Playing with a person physically will get you hurt, but playing with a person mentally can get your ass killed. So why would you do that to someone deliberately? There are some pretty fucked up people out here that think that that shit is a game. There is nothing cute or cool about playing with someone mentally. If you are not serious about being in that person's life in an honest, respectable, and valuable manner, then leave them alone. Don't play with their mind. Because you wouldn't want anybody doing that shit to you. People who play with other people's minds and they're doing that shit for sport, I don't even consider them human. You have got to be in the most wicked and fucked up state to deliberately prey on a person in that manner. I don't care who you are or what you are. And I have seen this in families. I have seen this among so-called friends. I have seen this with co-workers. I have even seen it in the church, preying on people's minds. And they think it's okay. Well, that person ain't strong enough. They should be better apt to look after themselves. You don't know what kind of background that person came from. So here's an idea. How about treating everybody with respect? How about doing someone the way that you would want them to do you? How about acting like you got some damn humanitarian sense about yourself and not misuse people in such a manner? I mean, that's just thoughts playing with people's minds. I'm going to tell you a story. And this is a true fact. I once had an associate years ago when I was in my 20s. She used to do that shit, and she loved doing it to men. And I used to tell her back in the day, you never shit where you eat. She was a daughter of the dawn. Translation, hoe. Okay? But still, I'm like, you don't do that. You need to be upfront with the person and tell them what your true intentions are. Oh, they'll get it eventually. They'll get over it. Okay? She was doing that shit for about a year. But then she crossed the wrong individual and thought she could play with his mind and dominate his money. I didn't hear from her for about 2 weeks. She and I had a mutual friend, okay? And he was like, did you hear from Nina? I said, no, I hadn't heard from her. Why hadn't we heard from her? Because that bitch was in the hospital. She had messed around, was playing with this guy, playing with his mind. But she didn't realize what a psychiatric case he was. He ran over her in his Ford F-150 truck. Tried to kill her ass. And this was after he had stabbed her multiple times. Threw her out of his car. Girlfriend is a paraplegic right now. She's on disability. And to this day, her throat is so badly damaged that she can't even talk right. I still see her from time to time. Thankfully, she has children who care enough about her to make sure she's okay. And mind you, we're in our late 40s now. But I can't even look at her and not think about how she was in her 20s when she was young and beautiful and vibrant. And I wonder what could have been had she went down a different road. So you got to be careful out here in these streets, man. There are people out here you cannot play with physically or damn sure not mentally. Don't be playing mental games out here and get yourself fucked up, because you may not ever recover from that. Hell, it may even take you out. Just saying.